Welcome to the Dr. Erin Show. May you live your truth. Good morning from the heart of Los Angeles. We are having a conscious conversation teaching universal law and spiritual truth. We also go through things like meditation, mindfulness, intuition, affirmations, visioning, affirmative prayer, and all the above. Basically daily spiritual practices. So each day we have to start our day out right by getting our mind straight and setting our intentions, because we are directing energy here, people. We are directing universal law. Which brings me to the topic of choice, of action, of what we do each day. Every little thing adds up to our entire life, to the bed that we sleep in, as they say. So years back, I worked with quite a few addicts, some famous addicts, some just CEO addicts, people who are dealing with addiction. And one time I remember having two addicts I was working with, and I don't like to call anybody an addict because I don't believe in titles or identities like that. These are spiritual beings, but we were dealing with their addiction with alcohol and drugs. So one was a very famous Grammy-winning addict, and the other was a kind of an entrepreneurial, very successful in the entrepreneurial realm. And they were both going through a detox and purification program. I've been trained through a few different modalities, some through traditional addiction centers and others through my father, who is a homeopathic doctor. So they were going through this kind of 2-week to a month-long program with me. And they were doing, a lot of mindset work and doing sauna work and supplements and just going through the entire holistic approach to it. And what was fascinating to watch is over the course of this, 2 weeks to 30-day intensive, they both had every alcohol and drug that they'd ever tried came out of them. They got high at moments during the entire process. And what was fascinating was at the end of their kind of purification, they both said to me that everything felt different. All their senses were different. Their taste buds turned on. Their clarity of their eyes, the colors of just seeing the world, everything was kind of turned back on, intensified. And the point is that each of them came from different backgrounds. One was kind of more had a predisposition for addiction, and the other person basically just kind of made some poor choices over a long period of time around drugs and alcohol, and had come to a place where they felt like they were completely addicted to alcohol. So the reality is whether you have a genetic predisposition or whether you make the choice to do, drugs and alcohol every day, they now have found in science that anybody can become addicted. It just amount of substance that you take, and over time, anyone could become addictive. And plus there's sugar and alcohol. There's all kinds of things that make it addictive as well, biologically addictive. So on that level, today is all about making the bed that you sleep in. That's the title of this talk, making the bed that you sleep in, because each and every one of us, we are habitual beings as human beings. And so every day we take action, we do things, and each of those has a reaction. So the point is that as we align today with the universal law, which is a law of action, that's the law that we're talking about today. Every day we talk about universal law, and there's really only one law, but there's many distinctions of that law. So today is the law of action, and it refers to, say, Newton's third law states that for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. The universe is non-dualistic. It's a mechanical system, literally universal law, and it's a unified energetic field. This is how your actions are directly corresponded and reflected back to you. With every action you take, you set in motion a cooperative system of infinite magnitude. Every non-action is an action in the realm of consciousness. For every harmonic and loving action, there is a retribution of harmony in one's life. And for every chaotic and harmful action, there is payback of chaos in one's life. And I'm not here to say ethically or morally if alcohol is good or bad. That's in the eye of the beholder. But from a cellular perspective, alcohol does great harm. Great harm. And anyone who says one drink a day is good for you does not know the facts of what alcohol does on the body. It is pure toxin to the body. And so on that note, we have toxins on all many levels. So maybe just choose your toxins and how much you put in it. I have no idea. But the reality is that what we do over and over and over again in our lives, the choices that we make, becomes the bed that we sleep in. So be careful what you choose to do today. As they say, fear thy Lord in religion. And if you break it down, from a metaphysical standpoint, when we refer to the Lord, we refer to the law, because we have set in motion physics to this universe. It's like, imagine that you have a board game that you take out and you're going to play this game called life. And there are rules to this game. You roll the dice, you go X amount of spaces forward, and when you land on certain positions in life, there is cause and effect. And every day in every way, every thought you have is creating a cause and effect. Every action you take sets in motion a whole stream of events. So be careful. Be careful. Become aware, become conscious, begin to think about what you are choosing today, right? If you choose to put a bunch of junk food in your body, there's going to be a reaction. This is the law. It's not like you can't have a strong enough consciousness to overcome the facts of life. We have set this up in a particular fashion. Consciousness, spirit, your higher self. You have created everything from gravity to, the karma that we're living. We're living everything. So if you point your fingers out there at any politics, anything going on in the world, there's 3 fingers being pointed back to you. And that's the point, is that we have all created the bed that we're sleeping in. So today's daily spiritual practice, because we get the opportunity today to make a new choice. Today's daily spiritual practice is make your bed. Actually physically make your bed. And that is a daily spiritual practice. What does this mean? And it brings me to that famous speech by Naval SEAL William McRaven. Making your bed represents how you go through life. If you can't complete one cycle, as simple as making your bed, you probably won't be able to complete anything. That famous speech he gave is profound. If you look up Navy SEAL William McRaven, Make Your Bed. And it is one of the most genius, powerful, motivational speeches I've ever heard, because it's basically like, forget your big, huge goals and dreams. If you can't do something simple, like make your bed, then you're delusional that you're going to do anything else. And, those Navy SEAL guys, they are badasses, I gotta say. I mean, they just don't listen to their mind chatter, and they do like no other. And I'm not saying it's good or bad, or I support the Navy or I don't support the Navy. That's a whole different conversation. But I'm talking about mastering, the littlest things, mastering your physicality, mastering your mindset, mastering all of that, because every single day, in every single way, we are creating our bed that we're going to sleep in. It's called karma. Karma is misunderstood. Most time people think karma is, good or bad, and just some people just, are born into bad karma, like they're bad people. That's not the truth. The truth of karma is it is the sum total of the choices that we make. And our lineage is also part of that choice. We have past lives, whether you believe it or not, you've called DNA. And your DNA has had, trauma, has had all kinds of things that your DNA has performed in this universe, and you are living out that karma. And the entire culture is one organism, so we live out our entire reality of life is our karma. This is our karma we're living out, heaven and hell, right here and right now. And so on that note, today's challenge is get a support system. If there's something that you don't like that you're doing, that you have habits around, We're not designed to do this alone. Find a support system. I'm so sick and tired of people and their victim stories and how I'm lonely and I can't do this and, whatever. That's a story. It's not the truth. The truth is that you can do anything you set your mind to. And that means handing your life over to a higher power, which means you, spirit, and it means also getting a support group. So go online, it's called Google, and you can go Google support groups around anything that you want to have a breakthrough around. Okay, so on that note, if you have benefited from this, please like, share, and comment, and know that you can find me across all social media as Dr. Erin. You can also find me at erinfallhaskell.com, and you can get my free app with 30 guided meditations, every daily podcast, and all the interviews on Focus TV network. You can find it all at drerin.tv. That's DRERIN.tv. You can also find me at drerinshow.com, and you can join my group called 30dayprosperity.com, or you can work with me one-on-one. I work with highly committed individuals who are committed to having breakthroughs in their personal and professional lives, working with subconscious work and all the above. At thedivinemastermind.com. You can apply there. Have a wonderful day, you guys, and may you live your truth.